In this section, we're going to talk about spending money. And spending money comes in two different ways in terms of loans or credit cards. And there are a few different differences between loans and credit cards. Um, but loans, car loans, home loans, student loans, all of those come with a fixed time period. So you sign for a certain amount of time that you are taking out this loan for. And this forces a fixed monthly payment. Almost every loan or credit card is done in terms of monthly payments. So it's just kind of understood that things are monthly. Now you can make additional payments. You can set up so that it's something different, but for the conventional is that things are monthly. And so we're going to look at an example on just how you put this in the calculator, how you use the TVM solver to calculate the differences between a savings and spending our money. So in Chandler, according to Zillow, the median home price in June of 2023 was $502,221. And Bankrate.com indicates that the average home loan rate for a conventional loan for 30 years is 7.1%. For a 15-year loan, it's 6.47%. And this also assumes a 20% down payment with a credit score higher than our 740 or higher. So that's a fairly good credit rating. You are going to put some money down. So let's see how this goes into the calculator. So N, again, is the total number of payments. And so this one, let's say that this is the 30-year calculations, and we'll do the 15-year over here. And so N is going to be 30 times 12 because it's monthly. We know that P/Y is 12. We know that the loan, so now, so the interest rate on our 30-year is 7.1. And this would be 30, oops, not 30, but 15. This is a 15-year mortgage. So this is 15 times 12. And 12 is our times per year. Our interest rate for our 15-year is 6.47%. Present value. So now in savings, our present value was 0. In our loans and credit cards, our present value is how much do we owe currently. So we owe not quite the 502,221 because we're putting a 20% down payment. So that means we're going to owe 80% of that. Okay. We don't know what the payment is. That's what we're trying to figure out. And this time we want the loan to be paid off after 30 years. So our future value, so our present value has changed and our future value is now 0. So these are semi flip-flop from what they were from the savings money. So again, our present value for our 15-year mortgage is the cost of the home, but we're not financing all of it. We're only financing 80% of it because we're going to give that mortgage company 20% right away, or we're going to give the buyer 20% right, or the seller 20% right away. We want our future value to be 0. We don't know what that payment is going to be. So that's how we're going to put this into the TVM solver to come up with our answers. So we have 30 times 12. We have 7.1%. So the $502,221 is the cost of the home. But again, we're going to put down 20%. So that means we're only paying, or we're financing 80%. So notice that when I did the times 0.8, it automatically gave us a new value here. And our future value is 0. We're paying monthly. And so we want to solve for the payment, and our payment is $2,700.07. And when we do the same thing for the 15-year, we get $349,493.28. So it's a little bit more. It's about $700 more. almost $800 more, but we do it for 15 years, so half the time, slightly lower interest rate for about $800 more. Anytime you can reduce the time on a loan or a credit card, the better off you are because you're paying less interest. So the question here, how much is financed? So the amount that's financed is the amount, the cost of the home times 0.8, because that's how much we're actually financing. And if you notice when you did that calculation in PV, it gave you how much is being financed here. And so we have $401,776.80. So we know that the amount financed, so the amount of the loan is actually $401,776.80. So what is that monthly payment? That was the $2,700.07. How much interest was paid? Well, we made $2,707 per month for 30 years. That's the total amount paid minus the amount that was actually financed, right? So the financed amount will be how much interest we actually paid, because this is the total amount we pay. This is the amount financed, the 401,000, and so that comes out to be. So if we take our $27,000 or $2,700.07, so we end up with $972,000. Let's see, $972.25. That's how much was actually paid, and we financed $401,776.80. And when we subtract these two values, we'll end up with the amount of interest paid. So we end up with $570,000, which is, remember, the house we purchased was $502,000. We've just paid more in interest over 30 years than we did for the actual price of the home. So if we look at the 15-year, we have a monthly payment of $3,493.28 for every month for 15 years. We end up paying $628,000. Remember, our loan was $401,000, so the amount of interest paid in those 15 years is $227,000 versus 30 years where we paid $570,000. So again, the lower the time or least time also reduces our overall interest paid. Another way we can do is making extra payments, and bankrate.com has a great loan calculator that we can use to show this. So loan calculator, so our loan amount, remember, is $401,776.80 for 30 years. And the interest rate is 7.1%. And if we hit calculate, there's our $2,700.07. That's the total principal paid, which is, they round that up. So the total interest paid was $570,000. That should match our $570,000 here as well. Okay, so, but if we go down to add extra payments, notice what's going to happen. So we want to add an extra $50 to my monthly payment. And if we apply those extra payments, take a look. If you have $570,000, we add $50 a month. We've reduced that from 570 to $529,000. So just that little bit extra each month can really pay off. If we do $100 more a month, we apply that, we're now down to $495,000 in interest, which any little bit is helpful if you can ever make a little bit more. And again, this is talking about a home loan. This is a lot of money, but the same thing can be true for your student loans and car loans, which are generally a much smaller amount than $401,000. Student loans, I think the average student loan amount right now is about $100,000 in general. That's for a 4-year degree. For car loans, anywhere between $20 and about $40,000. So this is just an amplified version of any kind of loan.